今天晚上的演讲。今天晚上的演讲是关于那个非杰出移动支付还有移动安全的解决方案。Good evening, everyone. My name is Karl Weaver. I'm a wireless market and mobile device specialist. I've been focused on the smartphone since the very beginning of smartphone technology, working on Microsoft's campus with the first smartphone project in North America, 2002. 2003, I started to evangelize in North America, Europe, and Asia about smartphone technology. In 2008, I was hired by Gemalto because I'm the mobile device specialist with the greater Chinese world, which is where all these mobile devices are manufactured, right? Nobody makes them in North America anymore, although Motorola is coming back to North America to manufacture in Texas. Anyway, the bottom line here is I've been focused on the wireless markets in the Asia-Pacific, greater China, for over a decade. Now, I am a bilingual Mandarin Chinese-speaking American. There are very few of those in the technology space. I've been in Washington State for 20 years. 5 of those years I just spent in Gemalto, which is the largest, it's the leader in digital security. I just spent 5 years in China working for Gemalto to crack the chicken and egg between handset manufacturers and MNOs for this technology. When I joined Gemalto in 2008, there was only one commercially released smartphone, a feature phone from Nokia. Didn't sell. Eventually, I worked with Nokia, and I worked with every single handset manufacturer on the planet, except the guys with the flute-sounding name. They still don't have a solution. However, if you think that they're not going to use NFC, I say you're wrong. But I do not predict when they're going to use NFC. Anyway, my presentation will be about contactless mobile NFC, payment wallets, and the security behind it, because guess what? By the way, these guys don't have good security. If you have no security on your mobile wallet, on your mobile handset, you're going to be in big trouble when it comes time for payment. Okay? You're going to be in big trouble. All right, let's move forward. To understand the mobile device and the security aspect and with payment, you have to understand what the key products are that enable the security in the smartphone. And what is it? And what do operators use as their tool? The SIM card. The whole issue with payment is the SIM card and the secure element. But there are actually 2 key issues here, which is the secure element in the SIM card and also the mobile applications processor chip. Now, this whole smart card technology, I want to tell you a little bit about it because quite honestly we're laggards in this country, we're not quite using it. This is an NFC-enabled smart card credit card. There's NFC logo on the right side here. There's the chip. Gemalto is the inventor of the SIM card. It's a French company about 30 plus years ago. These are transportation that use NFC. This is Gemalto's micro SIM, the largest manufacturer of this technology on the planet. And this is another SIM-enabled loyalty type solution. So NFC is so broad, it's unbelievable. And I don't have enough time to go through all my slides, so I have to move fast. What is a smart card? It's contact and contactless, which means that if I have one of these cards, I can simply tap the point-of-sale device where NFC is enabled in the reader. I simply tap and I can enable a transaction. What happens is, on a traditional point-of-sale device, it goes through the landline up to an OTA server. Eventually goes wireless to the OTA server where the transaction is authenticated and then encrypted. Basically, well, let's move forward. Smart cards have a specific function when they're not wireless. You have to insert them inside a card reader. Okay. Now, normally point-of-sale devices can be contactless. Can be you insert the smart card. You can do mag stripe. You can do even barcode. A lot of these point-of-sale devices. But anyway, a smart card uses a particular protocol. It's IS7812.16. Now, contactless, on the other hand, gives you that wireless capability. What you have is an antenna, a loop antenna inside with an NFC chip connected back to a smart card. And what does a smart card do? It contains your specific application. How do you access it? Something we call chip and pin. You have to access it via a 4 or 6 pin password. And that uses NFC. That uses NFC at 13.56 frequency range, very short. And by the way, when you want to do NFC, you must be within 4 centimeters. You don't have to tap it. but you do have to make sure you get within 4 centimeters, otherwise it won't work because the readers are not programmed to do anything beyond that, because that is out of spec. So that's what a smart card is. Now, a secure element, it's a tamper-resistant smart chip. What it is a smart chip with nothing in it is not smart. A smart chip with a secure element is an encrypted technology that will be very important for the security of a smartphone as well as the credit card. So it comes in different form factors. By the way, we call SIM cards 2G. 2G is SIM cards, 3G is USIM, 4G is UICC. But the form factor is very, very different. You can have micro SD, which, by the way, the operators do not want to use. You can have the regular SWP NFC SIM card. We'll talk more about that. Or you can embed it. It can be an E secure element embedded into the NFC chip. We call it contactless front-end chip. All right, I got through that. And that's a lot of stuff to go through. I apologize. UICC, Universal Integrated Circuit Card. It is a chip that goes into a piece of plastic, very simply, okay? But that chip that goes into plastic provides much more security. So the UICC already is used as a secure element for the operators. They use it as the SIM card. You can turn it into a SIM card from a credit card. It's using the same secure element. It's the same smart chip, smart card. There are a variety of memory sizes. Actually, a SIM card can go up to 1 GB. This information isn't quite correct. It can actually go up to 1 gigabyte. That would be more of a multimedia SIM, and they have multimedia SIMs. It's built on Java Cloud Platform. Global Platform. Anybody know who Global Platform is? They standardize 2 hardware technologies related to the software for a mobile device. The secure element and something I'll talk about later called the TEE. Remember this animal. This is really important. It's called the Trusted Execution Environment. Why is it important? Because all the operators are planning to use it in this country for security of ISIS. Does anybody know who ISIS is? It isn't the smart Egyptian or sexy Egyptian chick, right? The Egyptian lady, no. ISIS is AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon combined together to create a mobile payment network. And by the way, they're going to provide that nationwide in this country in 1 month. Wow, that's significant, isn't it? So third parties are granted access to this, banks use and transport authorities use the secure applications based on GP specs. This security domain, I'll talk a little bit about this. In the SIM card, you can partition spaces for the mobile operator, the bank, and the transportation company. Right in the SIM card, we call that a secure domain. It's a locker. It's a storage locker. You put your luggage, you put your things in a locker. This is the same thing. But they separate it for the bank, the transportation company, and the mobile operator because those are the key users of contactless technology today. Actually, OCA is using it right now. The UICC communicates with NFC controller in the handset. We'll talk more about that. SWP, what does that mean? Single wire protocol. This is a protocol Gemalto standardized with the GSMA and basically they made it a global standard. It's free, but you need to sign a document to get it. Secure transaction in NFC environment while storing secure credentials on the app. Well, let's move forward. A lot of technology stuff in the beginning, but then it gets a little bit more exciting. So how does a secure element work? Again, as I say, it's a storage. You're storing in the secure domain, you're storing credential information, and it's, by the way, neutral. So only a trusted service manager gets to manage this very important technology and very important information. That's why they call it a trusted service manager. It's independent from the operator. The operator uses it. It has to be independent. Otherwise, the bank complains about the operator complains about the transportation company. It needs to be an independent third party. So these security domains are used to manage the service provider applications on the SIM card. So a TSM, Trusted Service Manager, manages this. Okay, now let's get to the nitty-gritty. You know what a secure element now is, understand what it is now. And NFC phone architecture. This is very critical. In 2008, Gemalto hired me to crack the chicken and egg between handset manufacturers and operators in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China. Why? because the usage of contact and contactless in those countries is broad. In fact, the widest penetration of contactless in the world today, it's not Japan, where they have a large population of people using it. No, it's Hong Kong. The octopus card. Anybody ever been to Hong Kong? You take the public transportation, you use the octopus card. They have only 7 million people in Hong Kong. About 10 million people have orca cards. Have octopus cards. That means more people have more than one. Most people have more than one. All right, so let's get back into this. You need a secure element, which means the secure element in the SIM card, or here's your SIM card, or embedded, or in a micro SD. So the SIM card is actually floating in many different areas now because people want to put it other places. You can actually make it virtual. But there are security issues with doing that. Lots of security issues. How does it work? You have an NFC controller. Here is your NFC controller. Here is your SIM card or your secure element, SIM card secure element, depending on the form factor. And you have this single wire protocol between the two. Also has, by the way, a loop antenna. Now, why is NFC better than Bluetooth? Why is NFC better than RFID? You can have the handset off and it still works. You can be coming out of the subway and you lose power. Oh my goodness, Houston, we have a problem. No, not really. Because the way it's programmed, according to the NFC standard, the handset will work when you have no power to the device. That's built into all the NFC chips. So basically how it works here is we have your mobile apps processor chip communicating with the wallet out to the consumer, and then it goes to the merchant where you're going to make the payment. Now, it uses 13.56 frequency range, less than 4 centimeters. That's the basic infrastructure to build an NFC handset. But there are many other things in the NFC handset. You have a mobile wallet, you have a controller, NXP. Broadcom has this kind of chip now. NXP, Inside Secure, Broadcom, MediaTek in Taiwan has this as well. I work with them. Protocols and interfaces. Key point to remember is ISO 1443. That is the standard for NFC. By the way, it's not just one thing. It's a bunch. Historically, it's a bunch of different protocols together. My FAIR is the transportation protocol used by most of the transportation companies in the world, which is part of the NFC standard. You have a smart operating system. Yes, the operating system has to have an NFC software stack. And then you have the Java. Basically, you have these kinds of secure element operating systems that run in the handset as well. Okay, a lot of stuff to get through. Contactless Mobile NFC. We talked about it. We talked about the standards. We talked about what it's used for: payment, ticketing, access, loyalty, bunch of things. The key is it has 3 modes. Sangamore, sure. Dukachi. Card reader mode, card emulation mode, and peer-to-peer, which means I can take my device and I can send money to you. I'm going to buy your book. I better make a payment right now. I can send money to you. I can go to my ATM, deposit or withdraw money. Yes, 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 yes. But there's a security issue. We'll talk about that later. So you have 3 different modes. Reader mode. You can actually read and write a tag. You can actually read a smart poster. You can do many things. All right, we're through the technology side. Now we have some more sexy graphics. So how does NFC work? The NFC allows data exchange. It uses a wireless, short-range technology in order to enable the exchange of information. It's almost like this master-slave situation, but it depends because of the mode that you use. You're doing different things. There are so many applications for NFC. Transport, I mean, the Orca card is it. I mean, that thing should evolve to be used. They should use that all over the place. It's not being used enough. Smart posters, there's all kinds of things that you can use NFC for. Now, I want to tell you one of the key things that's going to happen in less than a year. There's something called IATA, the International Transportation Airline, the International Transportation Airline Association, something like that. They are standardizing NFC through a French organization called CITA. And guess who the company is that has an application already waiting for this, so that the airlines around the world will be using NFC for smartphones? The guys with the fruit sounding name. Oh. Yeah. So the key point here is when you enter the airport to when you're leaving to when you pick up your car to go into your hotel, you will be using NFC, and trust me, this is not vaporware I'm talking about. This is coming very soon. The French are basically leaders in this technology. Now, payment processing, how does it work? How does it work? My NFC handset, I have my handset. So I want to make a payment. I go to a point of sale device and I swipe it. I want to buy a Starbucks coffee, although with Starbucks I can use barcode. By the way, barcode, QR codes. QR codes are a second generation form of barcode, but it's not secure, it's not safe. I make a payment, it goes through the operator's network. From the network, it goes to, oh, I just talked about it, the trusted service manager. On your side, your account, you must have a credit card or a debit card. Nothing's free in this world. They're going to track anything you buy. You need a credit card, you have that credit card, a card issuer, Visa, MasterCard, et cetera, gives you that authority to interface with the trusted service manager. The operator gives you the SIM card, bingo. The trusted service manager is really managing your payment. So when you have problems, when you lose your handset, do you call the operator? They say, call these guys, call the TSM. They're the ones who are going to manage it. Payment in the United States, we are getting there, we are getting there. There are lots of NFC payments that are going on globally. There's a lot more that's going on now. In Seattle, we're using the Orca card. The Orca card is contactless NFC. It's great. But, well, it could be better. Now, we're about to change the paradigm. There's ISIS again, right? I just went into the store yesterday. Guess what? All the operators have been doing, but not telling you. They have been putting NFC in the SIM cards, getting ready for the national launch. They didn't tell you, right? That's what they're doing. They know that you don't know what it is, but they're putting it in there anyway, because if you buy a truly NFC-enabled handset, you will get this logo with your SIM card. You probably got it already. You know, you say, what the heck is that? That's what it is. ISIS is an organization that was started. It's a mobile payment platform company for the three operators. Why? Because if the three operators try to do this under their separate three names, you'd have pandemonium. So they have a separate company, which does what? They have a trusted service manager to independently manage the whole payment ecosystem. So that's what ISIS is. ISIS is going to launch within a month. It has a mobile wallet. That's what ISIS has, along with card issuing companies they work with. Visa, MasterCard, Discovery, Amex as well. So this is reality. I've heard a lot of people try to, and by the way, I just went into my Woodinville Jamba Juice. Hey, look at that. So you think it's not coming? Think again. Even to Woodinville. Wine country. All right. So NFC for coupons and loyalty. Starbucks has the most successful wallet on the planet. Starbucks is everywhere. Unfortunately, as far as I know, Europe and North America are using the wallet as it exists now, QR codes, not Asia. Not yet. Will be soon. And by the way, they will use NFC. Because the two key companies in this country that will need to enable NFC in order to make it very successful are Apple and Starbucks. Starbucks is very much was very much influential for Wi-Fi in this country. If you remember way back, Starbucks was a leader in this. There's many things that you can do for loyalty and when you're buying things from a poster. Right now you can actually do this. Does anybody here who has a Starbucks wallet? Did you know they have a wallet already? I know the iPhone has a wallet, but did you know Starbucks has a wallet? You top it up. Who's using it? Come on. You have it. You and I, we're the only ones. I don't even drink coffee. All right. So, I've been asked this 1,000 times. And when I worked for Gemalto, I couldn't say anything because I would get fired. Gemalto is working with Apple. Now I can say it. The chance of them not using NFC, 34%. The chance of them using NFC, well, higher. I think they will. Now, people are probably saying, what the heck is payment in general? There are so many different forms of payment. This is NFC, right? Has anybody seen this before? I have one of these funky little things. Oh, here we go. Has anybody seen this before? What's that? What is it used for?
Data transfer.
So, okay, I can take this and I can put it on here. And I can swipe my credit card. Is it secure?
Isn't secure.
Secure as your
Tell
phone.
us.
All I know is this guy, Jack Dempsey, is a really smart guy, but unless they add something called PCI DSS level security, hardware and software on this device, be careful. That's all I want to say. But it's a form of payment. It's what we call mobile POS, mobile point of sale on the device. So you have near-field communications, you have a smartphone, credit card reader. All it is a smartphone credit card reader using analog technology. This is 30 to 40 years old. Somebody just made it small and put it using a microphone jack, okay? SMS-based payment, software-based solutions using GPS, and then, this one's using location-based GPS, and then software-based solutions using, I think, SMS messaging. There are many types of payment, many types. But remember these key points here. So you have mobile as the point of sale, mobile at the point of sale, mobile as the point of sale, that's this baby here. You have mobile payment platforms, PayPal, this is Amex, by the way. You have direct carrier billing. That's where I don't worry about anything. I use my smartphone, I make a payment, carrier takes care of it, I see it on my bill at the end of the year, at the end of the month. And then I have closed loop. That's what Starbucks is doing right now with barcode. Remember these things. Mobile proximity payments. What is that? That is where you're right there at the point of sale and you make a credit card payment. You make a payment with your smartphone or your credit card. Mobile web payments. That's where you're going online with your browser. You're making a payment. Mobile remote payments uses the cardholder's mobile device to initiate a transaction with a merchant who does not have the ability to process a physical payment. We call it card not present.
Right.
Then you have mobile payment point of sale. The so-called MPOS solution permits a merchant to use their mobile device as a point of sale. So you have many different types of payments, and people are getting really confused. I say focus on NFC. Focus on NFC because the operators are focusing on NFC, and there will be no payment in a big way from the operator side unless they're using NFC. Why? The SIM card they control. It is their tool. That's why the operators want it. 5 minutes? Oh my goodness. How am I going to get through this stuff? All right, this is a comparison between some of the players doing wallets, the technology. So you have NFC, you have barcode, and I can't quite read that. But you basically have Android for NFC. Apple doesn't have NFC yet, technically. But you can put a sleeve on, you can get NFC to work with Apple. All kinds of hardware dependencies are required, though. Let me continue, see if I can get to the security stuff. This is just more comparison with the wallet. This is the ecosystem. It's a huge ecosystem of players in the payment space. NFC versus barcode. Barcode is not secure, NFC is. The major reason why smart card technology and contactless mobile NFC have not made a huge impact is because of EMV. Europay, Visa, MasterCard. Jesus, they're American companies, yet they're providing this technology in Europe and Asia and all over the world, not here. We're laggards when it comes to this. Look at this. Look at this. Bingo, nothing. Look at the rest of the world. That answers your problem. This country needs to have a reality check when it comes to real security. And so, by the way, it's coming, by the way. Every bank needs to migrate to EMV by 2015 in this country. Ooh. Good luck. Let's go on to security. Very quickly. There are all kinds of problems with your mobile device. If you think your mobile device is secure right now, I'm telling you, no. No. You're walking around with a device right now that's not safe. It's not safe. Why? You go to an app store, you download an app, you think it's great, it could have malware or Trojans. You don't even know. You don't know who could be spying through your camera at you. You don't know who could be listening to your voicemails. Oh, trust me, malware and hackers make good money, okay? But you're not going to see an advertisement in the newspaper for those kinds of jobs. Basically, every single mobile device and every single OS on the market that's open can be hacked. Okay, you can tell me anything you want, I will not believe what you say, because I know the truth. The truth is that hackers are all over the world, and they're making good money by hacking for many reasons. Some of it is adware, some of it is to steal your PIN code or your password for your Visa, your MasterCard payment. Bad news. Malware, what we call malicious code on an application. It's a big, big problem. You probably have it now, you don't even know it. Just make sure you keep sensitive information off your smartphone, because the open operating system will have problems. How do you get this malware? You download apps. You can download it from any website on the planet, and it could have apps, it could have malware, and they're trying to clean it. They're cleaning it daily. Apple does a great job of making sure that malware is not on their app store. These guys do not. All right, listen, criminals are making money sending premium SMS messages, adware. They are taking advertisers go to third-party apps developers, and they say, put this app into this application, put it up on the web, on the app store, you download it, you're downloading a form of adware onto your mobile device, you don't even know it, and you're getting all these advertisements. You're going, what's the story? They're stealing information. They're stealing all kinds of information. Why? ROI. They want to steal things from you. Botnets and spam. Oh God, well, we know about spam. Now, hardware security requires, this is the key, software-only solutions at the OS level, okay, cannot be protected against any software attacks. Why? The OS has flaws itself. Handset firmware and OS can be modified. Hardware attacks required to be countered by hardware. Software and hardware together is the only way you can protect a mobile device. Something called the TE, we'll talk a bit more about it. So you need a trusted environment where you're separating the app and the open operating system from a trusted. I have 3 more slides. Give me 2 minutes. I'm ready. You're taking the app from the open world and you're separating it into a secure environment called the Trusted Execution Environment. This is a global standard. Now, how do you have attacks? Very quickly. You have software attacks, you have hardware attacks. Malware can attack sensitive software and embed itself. It can also attack the hardware through, when you're going from the apps processor to either the flash or the SRAM, it can even attack the JTAG. This is used to communicate with the mobile apps processor if you're a developer. And malware can attack, as you're going from hardware to hardware, it can attack. 2 more slides. Software attacks countered with the TE, the Trusted Execution Environment. So, software logical attacks, now hardware logical attacks, you can protect the hardware with the TE. This is a secure storage area. We'll talk, give me just a minute more, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Finally, hardware attacks countered with TE, hardware-based security. So, you cut the malware from attacking your environment with a protected, it's a firewall inside of the mobile apps processor chip. This is what it's called. It's called the Trusted Execution Environment. The TSM from the operators will be using this. That's because Gemalto and GMD have TSMs that will be used globally. And they will both use the TEE because the TEE was invented by a company called Trusted Logic, which Gemalto bought in 2010. I started promoting that for them after I was promoting the NFC. And they spun out to a 3-way JV in last December between ARM. Who's ARM? They control 90% of the whole wireless platform on the planet. Intel's coming back, right? Then you have Gemalto and G&D. So 2 security companies and 1 platform company have created a digital security company to protect mobile wallets and high-definition streaming video content, the DRM for that, because those things need to be protected. So the Trusted Execution Environment is a way to take all of the apps in the open operating system using this API to port them into a secure area where you have a trusted environment for protecting the DRM, a payment, PIN code, basically payments, and even VPN. You can create and run your apps for a period of time that you need them in this environment without being hacked. Hackers cannot access hardware chips. We got through. Thank you, thank you. I have a lot more slides, and this technology, I've combined 3 different technologies together to try to explain to you that NFC is required for payment. Payment needs security. That's the bottom line. Thank you very much.